Alright folks, buckle up because we're about to delve into something deeply unsettling. Something that should make you sit up and pay attention, preferably while also slightly adjusting your posture to a position of mild panic. We are, my friends, on the precipice of a full-blown job crisis. Not just your run-of-the-mill, oh, the economy's a bit sluggish kind of job crisis, but a perfect storm of economic instability and relentless automation that threatens to reshape the employment landscape as we know it. This isn't some dystopian fantasy cooked up by Hollywood writers who peaked with Wall-E. This has been brewing for years, and frankly it's about to get a hell of a lot worse before it gets better. If your current career plan involves clocking in and out of a job that could theoretically be done by a moderately intelligent sea sponge with an internet connection, well, I'm here to tell you, you need a backup plan. Think of this as a very insistent tap on the shoulder from your future self. A future self who is, let's be honest, probably wearing more comfortable pants than you are right now. Start an online business. Open that artisanal pickle shop you've been dreaming of. Learn to code, whatever your particular brand of side hustle may be. Now is the time to get cracking. Because the job market as we know it, yeah, that's about to go the way of the dodo, and frankly the dodo had a better agent. Let's talk about economic instability, shall we? Because nothing says job security like a global economy that's more volatile than a caffeine-fueled squirrel in a cymbal factory. Look, economic downturns are about as inevitable as awkward small talk in an elevator. They happen, it's uncomfortable, and there's really no way to avoid them. When the economic tides turn, as they are wont to do, businesses get skittish. And you know what skittish businesses do? They tighten their belts, they shed employees like a golden retriever in summer, and they generally make it very clear that your position, the one you spent years working towards, the one you told your Aunt Susan was recession-proof at Thanksgiving dinner? Yeah, not so much. This is why having a backup plan isn't just some paranoid delusion, it's basic common sense. It's the adult equivalent of packing an extra pair of underwear in your bag. You might not need it, but trust me, you'll be eternally grateful to past you if the situation arises. And don't for a second think, oh, this won't affect me. I'm a highly skilled professional. Remember the lawyers, the architects, the bankers who were suddenly selling artisanal cheese out of their Honda Civics during the last recession? Nobody is immune to the whims of a wobbly economy. So before you find yourself desperately updating your LinkedIn profile with skills you vaguely remember from a college course you barely passed, do yourself a favor and start building your own safety net. Because when the economic excrement hits the proverbial oscillator, you'll be glad you did. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, or rather, the algorithm in your inbox. Artificial intelligence, or AI as the cool kids call it, is no longer a futuristic fantasy confined to the realms of science fiction. It's here, it's multiplying faster than a colony of caffeinated rabbits, and it's coming for your job. And before you say, oh John, you're being dramatic, let me assure you I'm not. AI is already automating tasks across various industries, from customer service to data analysis, and yes, even content creation. Remember that time you called your bank and swore the customer service representative was a robot? It probably was. Now, I'm not here to demonize AI. It has the potential to revolutionize our lives in countless positive ways, but we can't ignore the very real possibility of widespread job displacement. The truth is, if a machine can do your job faster, cheaper, and without the need for bathroom breaks or existential dread, well, your job security just took a nosedive. But here's the kicker. This isn't necessarily a bad thing. The rise of AI presents an opportunity, a chance to adapt, to acquire new skills, and to future-proof your career. Instead of fearing the robots, why not learn to work alongside them, or better yet, learn to build and program them yourself? The key here is to stay ahead of the curve. The job market is evolving at an unprecedented pace, and those who are willing to embrace change, to learn new skills, and to adapt to the demands of the digital age will be the ones who thrive. So, dust off that thinking cap, sign up for an online coding course, and show those algorithms who's boss. Chapter 3. White-Collar Blues, Why Your Fancy Job Title Might Not Be So Fancy After All. Let's address the elephant in the room wearing the Brooks Brothers suit and carrying a briefcase full of anxieties, the myth of the secure white-collar job. For generations, we've been conditioned to believe that a cushy office job, preferably with a title that requires more than 3 syllables to pronounce, is the pinnacle of professional success. But guess what? That's about as outdated as an 8-track player in a Tesla. The truth is, many white-collar jobs, particularly those in fields like finance, law, and even tech, are increasingly vulnerable to automation, outsourcing, and the ever-shifting sands of the global economy. Remember those bankers selling cheese out of their cars? Yeah, those were white-collar jobs once upon a time. And here's the thing about white-collar jobs. They often come with golden handcuffs. You're tethered to a company, beholden to a boss, and trapped in a cycle of work-life imbalance that would make a hamster on a wheel say, "Dude, you need a hobby." But it's not just about you, is it? It's about your kids, their kids, that weird kid down the street who keeps trying to sell you his homemade lemonade for $12 a pop. Do you really want to tell them that the best they can hope for is a soul-crushing job that can be outsourced to a bot named Steve by the time they graduate high school? This isn't about fear-mongering, it's about taking control of your destiny. It's about creating something of your own, something that gives you the freedom, flexibility, and financial security that a traditional job simply can't guarantee. So ditch the tie, trade the cubicle for a coffee shop or, your home office, and start building the future you deserve. Look, the writing is on the wall, folks, and it's written in bold, flashing neon letters. The job market is changing, and those who fail to adapt will be left behind. But this isn't a time for despair. It's a time for action. It's time to take control of your future, to invest in yourself, and to build a career that is both fulfilling and future-proof. Start that online business, learn a new skill, embrace the power of side hustles. The possibilities are endless, and the only limits are the ones you impose on yourself. So, go out there, be bold, be creative, and most importantly, be prepared. The future belongs to those who are willing to adapt, to innovate, and to forge their own path. And frankly, I can't wait to see what you create.